Hi everybody, Melissa here. And so today's class is for our aches and pains. And so for this class, we're going to be doing a little bit of gentle movement with some longer holds in there as well. And so the idea is we want to kind of move some of the aches through us so that we can rest with ease. My goal is that at the end of this practice, we feel more rejuvenated and more comfortable in our bodies. And so for this practice, you will need quite a few props. So initially, you won't need that much, but eventually you are going to need at least one big pillow, maybe a couple bigger pillows, some blankets, maybe more than one if you want to cover yourself up. You may also want something like an eye pillow, so something to rest over your eyes so that you can rest with as much comfort as possible. And so let's go ahead and we'll get right into it. You can move your props off to the side for now, and we're going to just start momentarily on our hands and knees. And so if your knees are feeling extra sensitive at this time or your wrists are feeling extra sensitive, you can always place a blanket underneath your knees, and you don't have to have a ton of support for it to make a difference. So try not to have too much cushion. You don't want to be unstable on your knees, but you can take a little extra support underneath you to make that a little more comfortable. Now, if your wrists are bothering you at all, you can also come onto your fists, curling your hand down with the thumb tucked in around the fingers, and that may help to take that pressure off of the wrist. Now, whatever feels most comfortable for you, line your hands up underneath your shoulders, let your knees come underneath your hips, and we'll begin by releasing our head down and then shifting a little bit more weight into your right hand. Go ahead and inhale and sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to draw the left arm underneath the right, reaching it towards the long edge of the mat on the right as we lower our left ear down to the floor. Inhale again, and we're going to extend straight back up, reaching our top arm up towards the ceiling. And then exhale and slowly come down. You can move as slow as you want to, no rush here. We're going to do one more. Inhaling and extending all the way up, thinking about lifting your ribs and your side waist up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, we'll thread it through one last time. We're going to hold it here. So allow your left ear to come to the floor or onto a prop. You can bring it onto a block or a blanket if you need. And now we're going to take our right arm and we're going to extend it forward towards the short end of the mat. And now imagine as though your right arm were like a curtain and you could let it just gently draw down over your eyes, allowing the outer edge of your right arm to soften down towards the floor. Feeling that softening action all the way up through the right ribs to the right hip. Where the left ear and the left shoulder are on the floor, think about the left fingertips drawing gently away from the spine, increasing your twist. Feeling the space behind our heart open and expand with each breath in. Sliding the right hand back now so that the right elbow is over the right wrist. We'll inhale, no weight on the left arm. Extend it straight back up overhead, stretching it towards the sky. And then we'll exhale and we'll lower the left hand back down to the ground. And now we'll do the same thing on the opposite side here. Pressing a little more into the left hand from our tabletop position now. We'll inhale and sweep the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, lower the right ear down towards the ground. Inhale, right arm extends up, lean back into it, move as much or as little as you like. These can be slow or fast. Exhaling, bending your elbows, slowly coming towards the earth. Last time, inhale and extend straight up overhead, reach. And then exhale, let's slowly thread it under. Taking the right arm underneath the left, the right ear can come to the floor now. You can extend your left hand forward, relaxing your right ear down onto the ground. The left arm falling like a curtain down towards the edge of your mat. Big, expansive breaths into the back of your neck, into the space between your shoulder blades. Breathing space into the twist. Wherever you are, let's take the left hand back. Elbow over wrist here. Inhale, right arm extends back up overhead, stretching the right arm towards the ceiling. And then we'll exhale and take our right hand back down to the ground. And I'll go ahead and move the hips a little here. You can take them in circles, going clockwise or counterclockwise. Rolling the pelvis around, trying to go both directions at least 3 times here. You can move faster or slower. You can make the movement bigger or smaller, honoring what your body needs, noticing what it may be asking for. When you feel complete in your hip rolls, come back to your tabletop position, and we're going to go through just a few rounds of cat-cow. We'll find length in the spine now. So releasing the head, relax it side to side, shaking it yes and no. And bringing a full breath of air into the body, stay where you are. And then as you exhale, push the earth away, rounding your spine. Tuck your hips forward towards your elbows, chin to chest, lengthening in the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale now and lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. Drop your belly towards the earth, drawing the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Exhale again and arch the opposite way, belly towards back, pressing hands into the earth, chin to chest. Inhale, find length and space, open up. Again, moving as much or as little as you like. Take 2 more slow rounds wherever you are. Matching your movement with your breathing. Return to center with your next inhale, coming back to tabletop position. From here, we're going to open our knees nice and wide, coming to set back onto our calves for a moment, taking your hands back here as well. Go ahead and give your shoulders a gentle roll. Again, going clockwise as well as counterclockwise. You can do one at a time or both together. when you feel ready, we're going to take our legs back together and allow yourself to come over onto the right hip. So we're sitting on the right outer thigh. And then grab your your bolster. So you may want a couple pillows stacked, a big bolster, kind of like mine. You can also make a bunch of blankets into a bolster. We just want it to be supportive for the chest. So ideally, it's all the same size along the way. So you don't want like multiple pillows, kind of all disorienting. So just try to make sure that this surface is the same height the whole way through. And now sitting with your legs to the side, you can think about your right hip and your right butt cheek are on the floor with your hip beside your blanket, bolster, or pillow stack. And now your feet can be comfortably on the floor beside you. That may mean that you want your toes turned out or you want the shoelace part of your foot tucked down. You can experiment with this. However it feels best in your body is what's most appropriate. And so with our right side against our bolster, we're going to slowly slide our right hand down. And then as you come down, support just above your ear with your right hand. So you're not actually on the ear, your thumb is kind of cupped around it. And now we'll begin by letting the left hand rest leisurely on our hip, taking a moment to take in this position. As you feel ready, you may want to slowly move your arm, inhaling to extend your arm up, maybe exhaling and extending it over across your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and then taking it around, making some nice big circles, going clockwise or counterclockwise. We're going to need to go both ways. So whatever your body naturally wants to do first, go ahead and give that to yourself. Let's go at least 3 times in each direction, or if this isn't really doing it for you, you can just rest with your hand on your hip. Close your eyes and notice the sensation across the shoulder, across your chest, noticing what moves as your arm moves. Taking your time here. When you feel complete with at least 3 rounds on each side, more if that feels best for you, you can let your top arm rest on top of your hip. And now very slowly with your next exhale, let your right arm come down and we'll rest our right ear momentarily on the right arm. Take a few deep breaths into your left rib cage. Think about letting your shoulder round back slightly as though you could pull your shoulder blade towards your spine, even as your hand continues to rest on your hip. Maybe experiencing a stretch in the side of your neck here as well. Breathing into the lateral side of your spine. Take another full breath in. And then with your next exhale, slowly allow your top hand to come down to the floor. Inhale and pull your belly towards your back. Press into your hand, slowly setting back up. And now from where you are, you can simply roll over onto your left hip. We'll do the same thing on the left side. I'm going to flip so that I'm still facing you. And so again, our left hip is beside our bolster on the short end of our mat. Our feet can be as comfortable as you want. So the shoelace part of the foot can be down the outer edge. It depends on what your knees prefer. Now, once you get set up, we're going to take our left hand and slide it down the center of our support, and we'll begin by bringing the left hand around the left ear, cupping it gently here. The right hand can rest on the top of your right hip, taking a moment to just absorb the sensation of this posture. With an inhale, you may enjoy extending your arm back behind you, and then exhaling to take it in circles again. And again, you can decide that this isn't for you, that it's best to just be still, that aching sensation is worse when you move, you'd rather be immobile. Go ahead and be still. If all you do is breathe in your yoga practice, you will have had a wonderful practice. So let this time and space be one in which you are deeply honoring your body. Taking your time here, enjoying exploring this movement, noticing what's going on in your shoulder, maybe some more space in the front of the chest. When you feel complete, you can allow your top arm to rest on the top of your thigh. And then as you are ready, you may want to slide your left hand down, letting your left ear rest on your left arm. Again, breathing into this position, rounding the shoulder back slightly so that the shoulder blade is almost kissing the spine, creating more of a stretch across the front. Take another full breath in. And with your exhale, slowly lower your top hand down to the ground, pressing into your hand. Inhale, belly pulls towards spine, slowly bringing yourself back upright. And now from here, you can keep your pillows right where they are, bringing your hands on either side of the pillow. Draw your knees out so that they are now mat width distance apart. Your big toes can come to touch. We're setting up for our restorative child's pose. And so draw your bolster, your pillows, your blankets, whatever you have in toward you, drawing it into the inner thigh as far as you can, as far as feels comfortable. And now we'll take our hands to the floor, framing either side of the bolster. And then inhaling to pull your heart forward, lay as much of your chest as you can down onto your support. And then bringing your forearms forward, hugging them in slightly. Take the cheek of your choice down onto the support. Allow the whole weight of your body to rest heavy, letting the shoulders drop away from one another. Releasing the full weight of your head onto the blanket. Allowing a deep sense of security to come over you, knowing that you can rest here and allow your discomfort to simply be. Releasing the need to examine or analyze or criticize your aches and pains. And instead, at this time, just allowing and accepting what you're experiencing for what it is. Breathing deep into your body. See if you can allow this moment to bring a little more relaxation, a little more compassion, a little more equanimity. Allowing yourself to be with what is. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Inviting your awareness back to your body. Maybe open your eyes and wiggle your fingers a little. And then as you feel ready, we're going to slowly come up, pressing into our hands, taking your time. From here, we're going to slide our bolster out from in between our legs, taking it forward. And you can bring your knees together, slide your feet together, and roll over onto one hip. We're going to come over now onto our bottom. And now from here, you can use a variety of props. You can use blocks underneath your knees. You can use another blanket. You can use another pillow. You can use a long pillow. We're going to take the soles of our feet together and allow our knees to drop open. And so it's highly recommended that you support the knees here so that we give our joints something to relax into rather than straining in space. And now our bolster behind us can come up towards our tailbone. And then I would invite you to add even more height here. And so taking it so that you have even more space to lift your heart and open your chest. Now, as you feel ready, you can slowly start to lie back, letting your heart open up towards the ceiling. You can take your arms open wide beside you, turning your palms up towards the sky. Taking a moment here to stretch through the entire front of your body, letting yourself rest heavy in this vulnerable position. Covering yourself with a blanket if that feels most appropriate for you. Using your eye pillow to cover your eyes, adding a little bit of weight. If possible, keep your head lifted slightly above your heart. can use a block to do that, taking it behind the back of your bolster, giving yourself a little bit of an angle that can help. Letting your breath flow easily in and out. If you would prefer not to have your knees open, you can also bring your knees together and straighten your legs, keeping your knees supported on your bolster still. Allowing the exhale to naturally lengthen. Maybe noticing your heart rate slowing. Imagine as though you were gently floating in a body of water, your form weightless. See if there's tension anywhere that you can release, allowing your body to become heavier and more relaxed, allowing the supports beneath you to absorb any pain or discomfort. Continue to breathe slowly and deeply. You can rest in this position for as long as you like, as long as your body asks you to stay here with comfort. When you feel ready to exit, you'll begin by using your hands to press your knees back together if you haven't done that already. If your legs are straightened, you can start by gently bending the knees, wiggling the fingers a little bit, and maybe opening and closing the eyes slowly. As you feel more awake, you can slowly turn towards the side of your choice, taking your top hand down to the ground and gently pressing into it to come up. As always, close your practice with gratitude for making the time to be with yourself. You again can stay here as long as you like, so if you want to rest in this moment for another 25 minutes, please go ahead and do so. Take wonderful, deep care of yourself, my friends, and hopefully this has helped to rejuvenate you and reduce your discomfort. We'll touch our hands together in front of our hearts, sitting tall through the crown of the head, touching our thumbs to the forehead, reminding us to live with an open mind, and touching our thumbs to our heart, reminding us to love with an open heart. It's been my honor to guide you through your practice. We can honor one another with Namaste. Thank you so much.